He doesn't have a cure for cancer, but a local doctor is offering some hope. A Maryland man and his wife are calling what happened to them at Monongalia Valley Hospital nothing short of a miracle. The wife had been given only 6 months to live. But a news segment and a cancer surgeon changed all of that. Brenda Waters is here now with more on the story. Brenda?
Hi, Stacey. Well, Cindy Russell says every hospital she went to, every doctor she spoke with, gave her a death sentence. At one point, she prepared to mail her Christmas cards early, thinking she wouldn't be around for the holidays. But now Cindy and her husband Russell are looking ahead to the future.
Dr. Kennedy has saved my wife's life.
It's been a long and frightening road for Neil Russell and his wife Cindy. They call it their journey. Back in March, 52-year-old Cindy was diagnosed with liver cancer. Doctors from some of the nation's best cancer centers, including Johns Hopkins and the Mayo Clinic, told Cindy her cancer was terminal and that she only had 6 months to live. But the Russells never gave up hope. First, this happened.
My mother-in-law was watching KDKA TV too, and that's when she found Dr. Kennedy. And so we contacted Dr. Kennedy, and that very night, Dr. Kennedy called us back, and he wanted to see me.
Cindy's mother-in-law was watching a story I did back in April. 78-year-old Clinton Rhodes, a liver cancer patient himself, was also told there was no hope. Turns out, Cindy's mother-in-law knew Rhodes.
I've known him for years, and also he lives a quarter of a mile away from me. He said that Dr. Kennedy saved his life. He had liver cancer. Nobody else. They told him the same thing they told my daughter-in-law, go home and die. So anyhow, I called him immediately, and I spoke to him and his wife, and within 10 minutes, Dr. Kennedy called me.
Then this happened.
He looked at me and he says, well, Cindy, yes, I can do something for you. And that's when I started crying, because he finally gave me hope when there was no hope. And I love him. I really love that man.
Every patient that I get a call from, and from all over the country, I'm their last resort. They've already been operated on 2 or 3 times.
Cancer had taken over 75% of Cindy's liver.
And so could you imagine that this is the good liver, but we want to remove this, but we also want to preserve the infrastructure. And that's why a lot of surgeons said it's technically unresectable.
Dr. Jean Manzetti worked right alongside Dr. Jerome Kennedy, and during Cindy's surgery, Dr. Kennedy used one of the instruments he invented. This transplant and cancer surgeon completed his fellowship at Yale University and UPMC under Dr. Thomas Starzl. He also studied in Japan and Germany, and says what he does with 3D imaging and digital mapping is the wave of the future.
Currently, she's cancer-free. Her liver function tests, her bilirubin, they're all normal when they were abnormal when she came to us.
There's nothing worse than not having hope. And we found hope at this hospital with a man named Dr. Jerome Kennedy. And I just want people out there that are searching like we did, because it's horrible, that there's a hospital and there's a doctor in this little valley who can save lives.
8 days after surgery, Cindy was released from Monongahela Valley Hospital.
There's a living example of a miracle right there.
God brought that doctor to her. He knew just the right doctor to bring. I'm very thankful for him.
When Neil Russell talks about his wife's life-saving surgery, he says he gives God the glory and Dr. Kennedy the credit. Cindy was born at Mon Valley Hospital. 52 years later, she was born again right there. Reporting live in the newsroom, Brenda Waters, KDKA TV News.
Brenda,